Welcome back. President Biden holding a press conference this evening, hoping to prove his fitness to run and serve as president, as he seems to be losing support, especially financial support. Megan Casella is following the money for us. Megan, I can't remember a time where we've ever seen this much focus from a domestic standpoint on a press conference for NATO.
Absolutely. And I would venture to say that most people are not watching it to hear what the news was from the NATO summit this week. All eyes are on that press conference. And while the president is still vowing to stay in the race, donors and strategists have begun to look at what would happen if he steps aside. One big question is where the millions of dollars he's raised so far would go. So the campaign has about $91 million on hand. If Harris steps up and becomes the nominee, she inherits all of that money and the campaign apparatus, so things move forward rather quickly. If both Biden and Harris are replaced, the money can't be transferred directly to a new candidate, but they could send it all to the party, which could spend about a third of it in coordination with the campaign and the rest of it to sort of support the candidate. They could also transfer it to a super PAC, which could not coordinate with the campaign, but would be supporting it. The third scenario, Harris remains the vice president, but somebody new takes the top slot. This one gets tricky. I've been told there's a legal argument to be made that she could spend the money because it's still her campaign. But because it's a gray area, they could be subject to lawsuits. Now, guys, these are hypothetical scenarios for now, but the pressure for Biden to step aside has been mounting for weeks. Democrats are in limbo. Fundraising has mostly been on pause. And we just learned this afternoon that Biden's own campaign has been polling Harris versus Trump to gauge its viability. So Biden's going to try again tonight to quiet his critics, but the chance of a fatal error for his candidacy is really quite huge. Guys?
What's interesting in this to me, among many things, that we haven't been in this kind of territory maybe ever, is not what some members of Congress are saying, but what some members of Congress are studiously not saying. And I'm thinking of former Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who was, as politicians are wont to do, was very, very careful in what she said about where the president stands.
There is so much reading between the lines here, Tyler. You're absolutely right. I think one of the most interesting developments this week is, we saw the president start the week by saying, my decision is made. I'm staying in this race. We need to move on. Then we saw lawmakers come out and say, we hope he makes his decision soon. We'll support whatever his decision is. And when they're confronted with reporters saying he's made his decision, he says he's staying in, we've heard Nancy Pelosi and others say, well, I hope he makes that decision soon. We'll support whatever he does. So it's clear that there's so much maneuvering going on behind the scenes. When NATO wraps up this afternoon, the press conference is going to be of utmost importance to watch, but it's also going to be interesting to see what happens after that. We're hearing many reports that lawmakers have statements ready, that Pelosi herself asked them to just wait after NATO was done before they said anything if they felt like they wanted to come out publicly. So we're about to see a very momentous, I'd say, 48 hours or so.
Is the press conference he alone, or are any other NATO leaders alongside him?
It's him alone. That's part of the interesting thing here is that he really does not do many solo press conferences. This is his first in 8 months. He's only had, I think, 4 solo press conferences since the November midterms, which means he's going to have a chance for more than those just 2 questions, which he takes when he's alongside another leader. We don't know how long it'll go, but there'll be many things to ask.
I'm guessing he's not going to get a lot of questions about NATO. That's my bet. Anyhow, Megan, thanks very much. Appreciate it.